Mike, what you up to today? Today we're back down in the garden. Today we're going to plant some peanuts in the 4th row over here. But first, before we plant the peanuts, we need to get that row ready to accept those peanuts. It needs to be a really loose soil. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to till in 3 bags of sand, maybe 2. I don't know, we'll see how that looks. But I'm planning on tilling in 3 bags of sand. And also I was wanting to put some peat moss in the ground. But I don't know about your area where you live. I've been unable to find peat moss for the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and use some compost that I had left over from earlier this year from gardening. So I'm going to put that in. It's really nice and loose and rich. So I'm going to add that to that row. Also, when I'm done tilling in the sand in this compost, we're going to go ahead and add some bone meal. So I'm going to go ahead and till in a bunch of this bone meal also to fertilize those seeds. But now let's go ahead and get over here, get this tiller started up and get this thing tilled in. Okay, the first thing we need to do is go ahead and cut these bags of sand open and pour this stuff out. It's 150 pounds of sand, and this row that I'm placing it in is 12 feet, the remainder of this row. So it's a lot of sand. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get my metal rake, and I'm going to rake this out evenly over this bed. The reason why I'm adding this sand is because, like earlier, my earlier videos, I said, you know, South Carolina where I live, there's quite a bit of clay. So this will help with loosening up that soil so those peanuts can really grow well underground. And it looks like 3 bags of sand, 150 pounds for 12 feet. It's covering pretty good. It's not, I don't think it's too much. It looks like it's just looks like it's just enough. My bed is 30 inches wide also. So if your bed at your home is wider, you might want to adjust, but my beds are 30 inches wide. Okay, looks like it covered the top of the bed about 1/4 inch. Now let's get this tiller fired up and get it tilled in. Okay, now let's add some of this compost. This was a little tricky tilling because I have pepper plants right on top the end of this row, so I couldn't get the tiller in real close. So it's still going to work, but it's not perfect. Okay, I got a whole wheelbarrow full of compost on here. I'll mix that in. I think what I'll go ahead and do is I'll add the bone meal on top. That way it goes down really deep in there into that bed. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the bone meal. I went ahead and added the whole bag of bone meal. It's 3 pounds of bone meal. That should do me through the year. Now it's till this end. Okay, it's all tilled in. I went over it real slow to make sure it mixed real well. So it looks really good. Now, just need to straighten out the row with my rake, and then we'll do some planting on some peanuts. Okay, everybody, I've got the peanut row straightened out. As you can see here, it's all nice and neat. The soil looks really good. Really nice and loose. I think it mixed really well. I went ahead and tilled up this row here because in a couple days I'm going to go ahead and plant my bush beans. So since I had to till her out, I'm going to go ahead and get it done, get it ready in the next couple days. So the only thing left we have to do is just put these peanuts in the ground. Okay, everybody, welcome back. We're going to go ahead and we're going to plant these peanuts today. The peanuts I purchased from HOSS. This is the first time that I've ever bought peanuts from them, and I've never grown peanuts before, so this is, again, the first time. So this is how they come packaged. We'll open them up so you can take a look at the peanuts, get a handful of them. They're just peanuts. Now, how I plan to plant these peanuts is I'm going to put probably 2 in a hole. I'm planning to plant them about 8 inches apart. So we'll go all the way down 12 feet. We'll put in as many peanuts as we can in there. And as they come up, I'll thin them out. Okay, let's plant some peanuts now. So what I'm planning to do, the directions say 1.5 inches deep in the ground. So I'm going to put 2 peanuts in each hole. We're going to put a hole there. We're going to drop 2 peanuts in, and we'll do another 8 inches, and I'll drop in a couple more peanuts, about 1.5 inches down. It looks like I'm going to get about 3 rows in here. These are really easy to plant. This is not going to take long to plant. 12-foot row. And my last hole here, and there we are. They're all planted. Now I just need to get my rake and cover them up and tamp them in. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cover these peanuts up that I just put in the ground. We're just going to do a light raking over the top and cover them up. And then when I get them covered up, we'll go ahead and tamp the soil down a little bit. And then of course, when we're done covering them, we'll need to water them in. So I'll get my 2-gallon water can and we'll water them. These peanuts don't take much effort at all to plant. There we go, they're covered up. Throw this big rock out. And now let's go ahead and tamp the soil a little bit so we got some good seed soil contact. Now let's go ahead and get that water can. Let's water these peanuts in. Peanuts are watered in. Now what we need to do is to secure the peanuts because my neighborhood is full of squirrels and it won't take them long to find the peanuts, probably a day or two. So I have an idea how I'm going to protect these peanuts from the squirrels. So stand by for 1 minute and we'll see how I do that. Let me show you what I did with covering this bed to protect it from the squirrels. What I used was the frost barrier that I used earlier in the year to protect my plants. I went ahead and covered this row so they can't dig in there, the squirrels, and I used some pavers to hold it down. So water can still get through this. I could still water through it. Sun can still get to the ground, and it protects the peanuts from being dug up. So what I'll do is I'll wait for the peanuts to germinate and then I'll take them off. I'll take off this frost barrier and pavers. Unless there's a problem and I have to readjust, you know how that goes. But this is the plan for the peanuts right now. I'm gonna keep this barrier on here and see if that'll keep the squirrels out until the peanuts can germinate. Okay, that's the peanut planting for today. Thanks a lot for coming and watching my channel and seeing how the peanuts are planted and how we prepared the ground. I'm really looking forward to seeing how these peanuts grow this year. Never grown them before. It'll be a lot of fun digging them up out of the ground and seeing how much we get. But one thing is we're gonna have to be patient because these things are in the ground probably, I think 5 months. So we probably won't be able to see peanuts till October. That's when I'm planning to dig them up. So until then, we'll just watch them grow out of the ground, and then in October we'll get a fork and we'll dig them out of the ground. But thanks a lot again for watching.